Still thinking about it? Once that's done, I'm going to save it. It's either here or there. There's a speed issue with the router. Okay, I save that. The JSON WebStat is actually a computer. So all that thing is just a small computer. Not very fast one. Size and so on. My computer here is quicker. But that, I just set up a schedule, and if I go back to the schedules now.
I had a question.
Yes.
You don't have unoccupied for the first part of that.
I should put that in there.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Because it'll just default.
It defaults to occupied.
Right, but I mean, you've got, oh, but there's nothing there that defaults to occupied?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
In the lawn world, every day has to have some command, otherwise it goes to occupied. So if I can't go 24 hours without a command. If I want to keep it unoccupied, I can't just say on Fridays we're unoccupied and then on Monday we're occupied again. I got to put unoccupied on Saturday and Sunday also. Otherwise the controller says, hey, I'm not getting any command, go to occupied. False occupied. And now you see that what we just did, test one, and these are the two stats that I put in there that we're controlling. These two stats here and this one is here. So I can put a schedule in for each stat, up to 10 schedules. And if this is going in a church, for instance, maybe I have the schedule up here for the sanctuary, and another schedule for the choir room, a schedule for the fellowship hall, and maybe for the classrooms. And then I'll have a special schedule for weddings. And you can book those way ahead. As you can see, I can put those years ahead on the special schedules. So I can say, you know what, I've got a wedding scheduled for 4 o'clock on January 10th. And I can put that in there, and I can name it Smith's Wedding. Or Smith Jones' Wedding, because alarms.
Is this why controls guys have chairs?
Sorry?
Is this why control guys have chairs?
That's correct. That's correct. Normally I stand when I'm doing it. If this goes so slow, I think I'll sit. These are alarms that have hit. Different priorities in the end. Space temperature issue here. Fan switch is normal, someone switched it. Power server, power is restored here. So there's been some issues. It tells you what happened and when it occurred, and return to normal time. So if this is blank, that means it's still not working. And a priority, you have high, medium, and low, and that has to do with who gets the alarm. It'll send an email out for the alarm if you set that up. And you can have different alarms go to different people. Oops. Trends are the same way. You can have trends set up. Now to read a trend, you got to make sure that port is open on your router. 1911. If it isn't there, your computer doesn't read the trends, and yeah, I can plug in direct and read the trends, no problem. When I get on their system, I can't read the trends. That's because they have that port closed at the router. It's rebooting. There we go. I did set up a trend the other day. Waiting for it to find it. Called the trend 4. This one here. These are the trends that were set up. Now, a trend will allow you to set up two stats and look at 2 different points. You know, look at on each trend, you have 2 points. For instance, space temperature typically is the point that you're looking at in the trend. And this is the trend that I set up yesterday. And this is the temperature, space temperature from RMP zone 9 and RMP zone 18, whatever that is. Looks like the temperature changed in there too. Not a lot though, it's going from 74.6 degrees down to 73.8, so then he dropped a degree. That's what a trend would look like. You could also look at it as the data along with it downwards in the format that's used in Excel spreadsheets.
Is that self-scaling?
It's self-scaling, yes. So if that had been a 20-degree swing, the scale would have been far different. Or if one of them was a 20-degree swing, you'd see one that looks almost like a straight line, the other one doing this. To set it up, just click on Setup. I apologize, it's just going slow. I should have clicked on Add a New Trend up here.
Could be the internet. The sun's pretty active right now.
Yeah.
Got a G2 storm going on.
Usually I have a pretty good connection here. But I set this up for these 2 sensors. I can grab whichever stat I want. And these are the points I can grab. Cooling stage is on, so if I want to see the number of cooling stages going up and down, I can do that. Effective set point. Effective set point is the set point is actually controlling it. That's a calculated point. So when you're putting a trend together or putting that on a graphic, the effective set point takes into account it's unoccupied or occupied or standby. It takes into account recovery from unoccupied to occupied. When it recovers, it has to tell it it's recovering. That means it will go from your unoccupied set point over time down to your occupied set point based on so many degrees per hour recovery. So your set point constantly changes. The effective set point is what it's controlling at. So when you look at the screen, your first screen you saw that set point, that is actually what it's controlling at. So if it says 75 degrees and the temperature in the room is 62 and it's in a heating mode, you know something's not working. And here you just put that in and then you can say I want a trend, no end time maybe, or maybe I just want a trend within a certain period. You know, this day to that day and I'm done. And you can just check it here and put that date in there. And when you're done with all that, you save it. If you don't save it, you just threw it away. All that work for nothing. The users, here's where you set up a user. Now we're set up right here as a contractor. And these guys are set up as tenants. Danny was set up. Now, a contractor allows you to do everything. A contractor allows you to set up people. If you want to set up a new person, just scroll down right here. It says add a user. So if I want to add a user, I can do that. Or if I want to edit an existing user, Danny, for instance, the guy's not going to trouble. So I'm going to restrict him a little bit more. So I'm going to edit him.